In this video, I have taken some 5, 6 questions based on more about salt chapter chemistry class 10th. The first question is why plaster of Paris should be stored in a moisture-proof container, right? So we know that this plaster of Paris, which is calcium sulfate hemihydrate, when it is exposed to moisture or with water, it actually gains 1.5 water molecules each. Formula unit of calcium sulfate will absorb 1.5 water molecules and will turn into gypsum, which is CaSO4.2H2O. Now, this is a hard substance, and therefore this substance cannot be used for the purpose which we use as plaster of Paris. Now, the next is what does it mean by hydrated and anhydrous salt? So, hydrated salt is one which have water molecules attached. Like say, for example, we know that copper sulfate, CuSO4, has 5 water molecules attached. But if it is heated, it loses water of crystallization. It loses whatever the molecules it has. And therefore, we say that water molecules, this is hydrated salt. And then we'll say after losing water molecules, this will be an anhydrous salt. Right. So it is anhydrous, not anhydrous. That's what you have to remember. Now, there are more examples we can take, like similarly, ferrous sulfate crystal, this is FeSO4, has 7 water molecules attached. And when it is heated, it loses water of crystallization, FeSO4, and will have 7 water molecules lost. So this is now anhydrous, and we'll say this being hydrated salt. Now, if you do more questions in the next, that is, yeah, we have question number, we are on the third question, right? Coming to the third question. The question here is name the common and chemical names of the compound formed when plaster of Paris is mixed with water. Okay, I have already written this. This CaSO4 dot half H2O. I should write it again. This is CaSO4 half H2O. When it is mixed with water, it absorbs 1.5 water molecules and turn into gypsum, which is CaSO4.2H2O. This is gypsum. The next question is, what is the commercial name of calcium sulfate hemihydrate? Well, this is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Hemi means half water molecules. And its common name is plaster of Paris. We know it as POP. The other question is, what is gypsum and what happens when gypsum is heated to 100 degrees Celsius or 273 Kelvin? So gypsum is what? Gypsum is calcium sulfate dihydrate. Di stands for 2 here, 2 water molecules. This is what gypsum. And what happens when it is heated to say 100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin? What is going to be? It loses water of crystallization, right? So it turns into CaSO4 dot half H2O, and it loses 1.5 water molecules, and it turns into POP. That's what you have to remember.